and the United States and much of the world want the mullahs out. Because the mullahs, they want to bring about an apocalypse. They want to convert the world to their...
Okay, this is mission creep. This is mission creep.
No. We don't want that government there because they are...
So you're saying you gotta kill all the people in the government.
I didn't say that. I just gave you... You asked me a question,
okay,
and I gave you the answer. So that we'll do that. I don't know if it's a good idea. If the Supreme Leader goes into exile in Russia, as he has said he's going to do as of last night, that would be a good thing.
Let me just ask you this question, because this one's baffling me. If Iran is such a threat, why the hell can't they defend themselves better than this? Like, you have complete aerial... Well, yeah, so here's the thing about it. You have complete aerial superiority over them, and... they're barely able to get any missiles in, right? Like, if you're let me finish my point. Lauren, you can go.
It's not your room, though. Not yours and Norm. The answer is on CNN every minute.
Dude, I've known Norm for a while. I'm asking him this question. You can answer after him, all right? It's not that deep.
Let me answer, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Complete air superiority you're demonstrating. And then their pushback seems pretty pathetic. Like, typically if a country is getting destroyed in the way that it is, you would expect more offense from them as well.
Well, the country
explain to me how they're a threat if they're this weak.
I want to respond also after Norm.
Norm, can I please follow Israel?
Go ahead, Tom.
Thank you. They have an offensive army. They have no bunkers. They have no planes. All they have is missiles. How would they defend themselves? Would you not watch CNN?
Why would
Israel
they not
constantly
have
talk.
both?
Let me finish. Let me finish.
And where is their offense at? So you explained why their defense is weak. Why is their offense weak?
Let me finish. All they're showing on CNN all day long is how Israel is focused on defending their people and their country and has some offensive capabilities. And all Hamas is doing, all Hezbollah is doing, under the instructions of Iran, and all Iran is doing is developing offensive weapons. That's the whole point. That for you in this room, this educated person, to ask, how come they're not better defending themselves, means that you know nothing about the conflict, despite the fact that you sound like an expert.
An army that doesn't want to...
It's a threat. It is a threat.
Okay, CEO. Let me go, CEO.
No. Okay.
Okay, I'll go real quick.
I'll let you, AJ, I'll let you go in a second. I just want to say this. To me, this looks like Mike Tyson fighting a high schooler. That is what it looks like to me.
A high schooler with...
So, okay, let me go real quick, because, this is kind of funny to me. So, here's the irony of the situation, actually, for me, CEO. The fact that they're incompetent and actually inefficient is actually one of the reasons why I consider them to be dangerous. The right weapons, which you have nuclear weapons, you don't need to be competent, right? But here's the issue. You point to example when, Trump took out their military leader. They tried to launch an attack and ended up taking out one of their own planes. You remember that? So I think it's not just that they're I don't think the only reason to fear them is because they're not they would be efficient. It's because they're actually incompetent and they might actually do things that we wouldn't expect. And I think that's one of the reasons why I think they could be as dangerous, even though they are ineffective.
Why should we be afraid of the school loser who shows up with an M16 and sprays the classmates? Because they're a scary loser?
Where's the M16? Where is it? Where's the M16 at?
It's 1,000 missiles they launch on Israel, every one of which can drop a building. What do you mean where it is? And the threat to follow up with nuclear weapons, Hezbollah, and Hamas.
That's not what you do. That's not what you do, right? You're saying that they have the capability, right? But they haven't done anything, right? Just because they have Israel,
haven't sent 1,000 missiles into Iran.
After you attacked them.
No, they took it after October.
Really after October. It's funny.
Okay, I think.
When did Israel attack them? After Hezbollah and the Houthis and Hamas?
That is all proxy war, and in a geopolitical environment, there's a process around that, right? So
I hope you don't call yourself a Jew.
if you had said to me after October 7th, y'all were attacking Iran right away, okay, that makes sense. But here we are 20 months later. Here we are 20 months later.
Yeah.
That's how war works, and you're 100%
After
correct.
all
It's
of
a
their
proxy war.
proxies were destroyed.
Yeah,
that's how.
but pay attention to one thing. That proxy war, that proxy war is your next door neighbor. Hezbollah, they're 15 minutes from Tel Aviv. It's not across the ocean. It's not this, the fact that there isn't a major precedent to another country having 5 proxy neighbors around another country that trying to destroy it. The fact that that hasn't happened before doesn't mean that you can't look at a map and see that Iran, Israel surrounded and attacked constantly. Nobody's disputing it. They're like, oh, there's no precedent. It's a proxy war. It's not the same. Well, Israel is making an exception.
So I'm just going to tell you where I am on this now, because I used to be I used to be a huge Israel. Shut up. I used to be a huge Israel.
It's a masculinity,
right? Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Be nice, Robbie. Rabbi.
I didn't swear.
Yeah, but you just chill out.
No, you got it, bro.
I used to be a huge Israel supporter. And
why not now?
Because we're on my nerves.
Rabbi, you working it out of your resign. Shut the fuck up.
Nathan, you don't even know what a Zionist is.
I will name the reason. Nice. Damn, what is up with y'all today? Like, y'all just want me to go ballistic all day? I will. Like, you want me to turn the switch on? Damn.
You need to turn the switch back.
Yeah, shut up. I'm going to start dropping people and all this and that. I'm going to start dropping people. I will go ballistic. Y'all want that. If that's what you want today, I'm happy to.
No, but I have a question, Steve.
I am trying to make my point first.
I don't be hearing him crash, so y'all need to go on there.
Yeah. So, number one, used to be a huge supporter. The reason I have issues now is like 55,000 Palestinians dead. That's a lot. Iran now. And then guess what? Y'all finish up with Iran, y'all going somewhere else next, because we know Netanyahu wants to stay in power. So it seems like Israel is just the country right now causing havoc everywhere, right? It ain't going to end with Iran. You know damn well it's going to be somewhere else next, and you're going to end up dragging America into it, right?
Where would it be from?
And Trump already has a lot of issues. The last thing we need is a Trump that is invested in global war like this. So you think things are bad now? They'll get much worse. They'll be worse organized. The administration. Let me finish.
You're right, but both
relax. What the hell?
Yo!
You guys don't listen. Shit!
I'm trying to learn. That's why I asked.
So mute the fuck up if you're trying to learn. The fuck?
Go find a husband so you can learn how to be a
I have a fucking husband. Go to the fucking good, you fucking prick.
Don't you be talking about man like that.
The fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all ain't got no fucking dick control. Relax.
I don't like the personal attacks. I'm glad you send them down.
I've been like fucking sword fight. Like, I'm gonna go on mute before
Lastly, the Trump administration already is having a difficult time managing all it is. You add this on top of it, everything's going to break. So those are my concerns.
Can we and I agree with I think many people agree with you, and just to say they're not mutually exclusive.
Tom, finish up, and then can I say something?
I'm just saying that so these things can be true, but they're not mutually exclusive. I hate Netanyahu. I think Trump is annoying. I think both of them are to a large degree doing the right thing. Both things can be true at the same time. Would it be terrible if the U.S. gets involved? Probably. Would it be far worse if they don't? Likely. Why can't we acknowledge both these things? It's not one or the other. There are terrible people, there are terrible things. Israel's doing terrible things in Gaza. Terrible. Is there an alternative? I don't think so. For me, these are both truths. Well, that's
why do y'all need us? You're already kicking their ass. Why do you need us?
You killed everybody in the whole region, Tom. You want to kill freaking every country around you, bro. It's not going to happen.
Where do you get that from?
You have some real peace and reparations, and have some real fucking peace, because you can't kill your way out of it. That's the problem.
You have peace with lots of
you want to try to kill your way out of it, bro. It's not going to happen.
We're only killing the doesn't attack us, Nathan.
So why are you killing people just trying to get aid in Gaza? What I read this morning.
No,
we're
not
not open fire on them. Yes, they are, bro.
No,
Look it up.
That's
a Zionist saying. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not using our super shields. The Zionist in Israel is a piece of shit.
Okay, you don't like us, that's fine. They don't have to like
you can't say that people are not getting hungered out of fucking Gaza. What's wrong?
Say that again, they're not getting what?
Hungered out of Gaza.
Hungered,
like the people...
that's a verb now?
They can't leave.
No, you know what
for you.
There are actually videos on civilians getting blown up trying to get aid and food.
First of all, not one person is starved to death in Gaza. That's one. You show me, I'll cancel my app. I will delete my app, okay?
This is the problem with Zion.
You've been brainwashed.
That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie.
Well,
Countless videos of people dying just to get food. Okay? It's a fucking lie.
It is a lie.
Both things can be true at the same time. Okay, there's hunger, but there's no dying. The hunger is bad enough. Being hungry.
86 people this morning. Civilians trying to get food. That tank opened fire on them. The soldiers opened fire on them. This is reported in CNN. Go look it up. They opened fire on kids, women, and children. Trying to get food. This happens almost every single day.
It's as if we haven't seen it for 20 months. We're gonna pretend that all of our eyes haven't seen what the fuck we've seen for 20 months now, and now we're going to be almost confused and like bitch slapped because of the fact that America is now going to side with Israel. Like I don't understand what the fuck's going on where people are actually not understanding, like where people can't even just agree on the simple facts of, yeah, Israel has been like starving children in Palestine, and then when they get attacked, they're going, oh my god, my home, this and that. It's like
they dropped so many bombs on Gaza. It's like 3 times the amount, the power of the nuclear bomb dropped. That's how many drums they drop on.
Yes.
Look, it's in a certain time. They have precision bombs. That's laser sighted, guided bombs, right? Explain to me this. In Iran, at the communication network for the news, a bomb was dropped square in the middle of that facility while the lady was alive. Why did you drop a bomb? That's a war crime, man. That's not a military base. And they always say this type of crazy shit. It make no sense that it's like 100 militants that stand on top of the building using that as a shield. You know how dumb that sounds? But for you, okay, why did they do it?
Real quick. Why did they attack why did they
blow up a news station in Iran? Go ahead.
It's the government mouthpiece. They're talking shit about Israel. They're lying to their people, and it's a part of the propaganda. Well, you asked a question. It's a part of the propaganda. They've done the calculations, and they figured some civilians may get hurt, maybe not. But all the people working for the government through their basically manipulation of the public there and here through propaganda, and decided that it's a legitimate target. I think it is. I don't even know if anybody's out there.
Can I reply back to Tom real quick?
Yeah, real quick. Breaking news. The United States Pentagon has announced that they are moving warplanes to the Middle East officially.
Yeah, we've been there already.
I'm trying to ask Tom a question real quick.
Yeah, well,
Tom,
my bad.
Does it make sense for Iran to, after Israel tried to hit them and saying that, hey, they have nuclear capabilities, or they're enriching themselves, right? That most people are looking at that as like just the fact that Israel is hitting Iran, and then when Iran hits back, like what do you want Americans to take away from that?
Nothing. Israel acknowledged.
Instead of this,
Shut the fuck up.
So I think Iran has. all the legitimacy to hit back at Israel. Everything they're hitting back, as long as it's not civilian population, is reasonable. I'm not happy about it. Reasonable. The problem I see is that most of the Iranian missiles are falling in civilian populations where there is zero military installations in that city.
Right.
That's
right.
a difference.
Tom,
Israeli.
you're absolutely correct, Tom. But you know what's interesting? That your bombs from Israel have hit civilians in Palestine all fucking over the place for 20 fucking months. And now you expect there to be sympathy for Israel when why the fuck would people have that?
Well, that's wrong on two fronts. Because number one, I'm not asking for sympathy, or I'm not talking on behalf of Israel. I don't think Israelis are asking for sympathy. Number two, the difference is that, well, I haven't seen it, but maybe you're right. The difference is with Gaza.
War with them. We continue. I got it.
Well, that's not sympathy, that's help. The difference is that with Gaza, every single civilian location has literally everyone, because I have friends in the army and they send videos. Every single house they go into has weapons, has caches, has bombs, is booby-trapped, has tunnels underneath it. So you can't conflate. I'm a liar.
Iran has 200 civilians killed so far. So that's what.
And Israel has 35.
I see 14. It's 35 now.
Well, I'm sorry. I got up to 30. I got up to 30 this morning to be around. So I don't know why I said 35. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, Tom, just to let you know, they had civilians rope tied to IDF vehicles in Palestine, actually using them as human shields.
Okay, if you're gonna make
Don't look it up, motherfucker. Go look at those videos.
You look it up. You made the statement.
Oh my God, Elmar, man, fucking speak, bro.
Yeah, they have to commit a complete carpet bombing Palestine. They don't even check. They just carpet bombing them. They kill Red Cross.
That would be 50,000 dead a day. Carpet bombing would be 50,000 dead per day, not up to 2 years of non-stop fighting.
Videos,
Let me speak. Nathan,
that's your tactic. You lied. Every type of you lied.
It's all documented,
The question is to El Normo and Tom, what do you want the world to do for Israel? Because here's the thing.
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm not done breathing.
Well, we don't want to answer your
Shut the
question.
fuck up.
Make your point.
So what the question is when this is all not over and done with, but when America gets into this, or let's just say we don't get into the war today. If no one touches this war, and this is just between Israel and Iran, what do you want us to do?
I don't know. We'll
I
think
think
about
it
it.
would behoove the world to, at a minimum, not constantly shit on Israel. If Israel wasn't a part of it, the whole world would be united against Iran, against Hezbollah, against Hamas. The only reason it's controversial is because it's a cheese.
I dropped the link in the chat. Human shields.
Yeah. So,
can I just Tom, 1 second. You stated something that actually really hard. And I had to go refresh my Geneva Convention. And you said that it's okay. You guys hit the TV station. And yes, some civilians are gonna die, but like, what you gonna do? And I remember specifically Geneva Convention. I can tell you exactly. Article 48, additional protocol to the Geneva Convention, states that the TV stations are considered civilian objects by default and cannot be targeted unless they're being used for military purposes.
And
Please explain to me how you just literally said that it's okay and you justified killing civilians in a news station when it goes against the Geneva Convention.
what does the Geneva Convention have to say about every single act that Hamas does, that Hezbollah does, that the Houthi do? I mean, the Geneva Convention is outdated.
You're a terrible human being, Tom.
Monsters.
You're a terrible human being.
For Israel after the bombs.
Personal attack, because we don't have anything to say to civilians.
No, Tom, here's the thing. Just because somebody is doing something against the law, that doesn't give you permission to do all this too.
Okay,
And that's what you're missing.
so you agree that is asymmetrical, that they can break the law whenever they want, but we're being held to a different standard, right? You agree?
Yes.
Okay, so now what are we supposed to do?
Held to that standard.
So what do we do now? What do we do now?
Stop being a
You
coward.
don't have the less you do it so you have the civilian casualties. Jesus Christ.
Actually, these are the lowest in military history. It's never been this low, ever. It's a wonder.
Really?
Huh?
Well, it doesn't matter how low it is, they still have people dead. And it's
That's
That's
what
what
reality
happened
are
in war.
people thinking that El Normo's
That's what happened in war.
So what Norm's saying here, that's correct. I don't think it's 1-to-1, but it's 2-to-1. Is that the ratio of civilians to enemy combatants is actually considered like a pretty good standard.
It's the lowest in military history.
So that part is true. That is true.
Yeah, but see, we had
But
that
that has nothing to do
when it
with
was Palestine.
Exactly. You can get
When it was Palestine. Now we're hearing it in Iraq.
Now tell me, what is the war crime?
It's always the person. Every time it happens,
Nobody, not one person has starved. I already said that. I'll delete my app if you show me one person who starved to death in China.
One person never gonna fucking hear. Here's the
One
thing.
person.
People
I'll
are
delete the app.
You guys,
fucking Israel for 20 months doing this and then expecting us to feel some sort of fucking way about it.
Who cares how you do that? Who cares how
who's
you
asking
feel?
you for that?
Obviously you, because how the fuck are you gonna win this war? Like, if
We're
takes
already
out
winning.
you and Iran, what's going on?
So, sorry, can I quickly jump in? I mean, I got the link for the IAEA one, and I put it in the chat long ago. I think a lot of things must have run past it. And what the IAEA said was that Iran was not allowing full access to some of their nuclear facilities, which was a violation of the original agreement. Now, they did not say anything in there. I mean, the article is there. I could repost it again. I mean, if one of the mods could help me, let me repost it again. If one of the mods could help me, you could put it up there for anybody to read. I didn't say anything there about racing towards a nuclear weapon. I didn't see it.
The word they use is escalated.
Oh my God! Can you just shut up? So I'm gonna put I'll put it in chat again. Someone could put it up there for everybody to see. I didn't see it in there. If anybody else sees it, please let me know. And then when it comes to the issue of, I think the Jamaican person, I'm sorry I didn't see who it was. Asked something about like what was Israel's end goal about regime change and all that. So the thing that they're targeting is remove the hostile regime to them and have a regime that is less threatening to them. That is their aim. That is what they want to do. But now the problem is this: every time, let me not say every time, but most of the times, when you remove a regime like that in most of those countries, check it out and look for yourself. When you remove regimes like that, other groups, everybody starts to fight for power and everything, and it becomes another civil war on its own. And then, like I said earlier, it turns to another Iraq-Afghanistan situation. It destabilizes the country, it destabilizes the region, it destabilizes everything. Immigrants start falling into different countries. Everybody starts to complain about migration, blah, 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 and we know the way the whole thing goes. However, for Israel, it is a thing of, as long as my enemies are in disarray, it pays me. So, I mean, they could take more land, like they're currently doing in Syria right now, because we're not even going to argue about it. They moved the buffer zone from where it was in Syria, because Syria is under disarray. So they moved the buffer zone, moved it deeper into Syria and took more land. 20 years from now, when Syria says, okay, we want our land back, that becomes another conflict again. So, I mean, it's the pattern is there, which is there for us to see. If we want to see it, if we don't want to see it, fine. But my thing is this: whatever anybody wants to do, please, let's just stick to the truth and say the truth. Let's not stop making up things. We have learned today that Hezbollah, which is a Lebanese group, that came up because they wanted to fight Israel and ended up allying with Iran. We've learned today that they are from Iran. We've learned today that the Houthis who are fighting in Yemen for control of the country against the other militia groups, which was initially sponsored by the Saudis. We've also learned those ones, they're not from Yemen anymore, they're from Iran. We have also learned that Hamas is not from Palestine again, they're not from Iran. So, I mean, let's stop all this kind of talk that doesn't make sense.
Uncle,
Thank you.
Uncle, I'd like to talk to you, okay? And don't even mute up. I gotta go through all of your facts.
I'm not talking to you because you keep lying.
You don't have to talk, but you don't have to answer back. That's fine. Then mute up if you don't want to talk to me. I can go through your points. You went all the way from Iran to Syria. So I just gotta go. Number one, the IAEA report. Escalating in breach. Those are the words. Escalating the enrichment of uranium in breach so that that has to go to the Security Council, which means it's a threat to the world. That's what's in the June 9th report to the Security Council of the United Nations. Somebody's unmuted? Is it okay if you mute?
Can one of the mods please help us?
Wait, no, you said you didn't want to
Can
talk.
one of the mods help us?
Okay. If it's
Let
okay, you that's number
what I
one.
said, what I said was the way violation. And you said
I'm recording over here. What do you want?
They use the word escalation.
Everybody heard it, and it's.
They use the word escalation, sir.
Let someone put it up there. Let everybody.
Okay. Yes, I want us all to read it. It's very important.
You're the one.
Okay, I thought you said you didn't want to talk to me.
No, I mean, you said lying again. You said lying again. That's why I told you.
Okay, well, I'm going to say it now for the fourth time.
Can I say something?
Well, no, I want to finish my response to him. He interrupted me.
You don't want to
Okay, I'm going to finish my response to him. So there's about 5
Can I
things.
talk to Uncle?
Well, let me just finish, please.
Can we get some
number one.
please?
Okay, let me just finish. I'm not going to be long. I'm not going to be long.
So
who is that wants to jump in?
spies have said that Iran.
Who is that? Who is that wants to jump in?
This is
I haven't spoken yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have posted in the chat, I think nearly 10 links that show from 1, the UN, 2, places like the International Crisis Group, Reuters, and the World Health Organization, that starvation deaths have happened in Gaza, specifically due to Israel's attacks on Gaza. Also, children, specifically. Norm, it's time to delete this app, and if you ever come back on this fucking app again, we will know that you are a cowardly fucking liar. That's all I'm going to say.
I think Norm should take it back. Norm.
Can I say something, or Lewong, and then can I say something? I need to just get it.
Can I ask Norm to say something? Look, and Norm, we need to acknowledge that there have been starvations, there have been atrocities. Hold on.
He's in the goo. He's in the gulag right now. Can we just? We know that he's a liar. We know, we understand that he lies about this.
We already know he's a liar. We need to move on. Authentic,
Yes.
go.
So,
Tom,
thank
just
you.
But look, there's.
Tulsi Gabbard has no doubt when she testified to Congress in Iran's.
When I acknowledge something, where do you break me up?
Hold on, we need to move on.
Let me finish my
You've spoken a lot. I'm tired of hearing your voice.
I did not. And you're fired. Kick me out.
Alright, I can't do this. Alright, Authentic, go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry.
And
All right,
then, Lewong.
So, Tulsi Gabbard was asked about, she testified in Congress about Iran's nuclear program earlier this year, okay? So, Trump right now is going, I don't care what she said. So this is, we have U.S. spies working for the government that are saying Iran isn't building a nuclear weapon right now, okay? I'm going to post this link. This has probably been out for, 3 days? And we have Trump, our president, who is currently going over Tulsi Gabbard's head, which is fucking wild because these are people that he's appointed, right? He's going over people's head and he's saying, I don't care, this is today, I don't care what she said, Trump told reporters. In his view, Iran is very close to having a nuclear bomb. So Trump's statement aligned with Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu has described a nuclear-armed Iran as imminent threat. The only people that we keep hearing Iran having nuclear weapons, I mean, they could, right? I'm not even saying that they don't. I'm just saying that the only time that we hear about this is when we're getting ready for war, when someone has weapons of mass destruction. So the fact that America right now is that Trump is going over Tulsi Gabbard's head and going, we know that what you found wasn't sustainable enough to say that there's that anything's going on right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to Trump's already writing in Truth Social tweets and stuff today that and he's talking about Israel or Iran rather, that the skies in Iran are, we have good skies, everything's clear. He's talking as if we are already siding with Israel, we are about to fight. He's sending, I think someone said in here 30 minutes ago, they're sending planes over to the Middle East. These are our planes, U.S. planes. We are already in this war. We are already in this development. For El Normo, for people to come up on this fucking app, excuse my language, and try to say that what happened didn't happen for 20 months, that kids weren't bombed, that, kids weren't starved, that there was no, I think it's kind of weird when we hear this because we think about all the times we turned on our phones and there was aid coming through, but then it blew up, and then there was cans that came through, but then they were actually weapons. And people just, it was terrible. So this whole thing with, Israel, trying to make Israel sound like somehow like, oh, we're just defending itself. It's no, you're systematically oppressing and genociding a group of people. That's number one. And then number two is the fact that we are now getting to a place where we're getting cozy. We're starting to watch our president of the United States talk about how he just threatened an assassination on the president of Iranian leadership. Now that just happened. He said we're not gonna assassinate them today. This is in a Truth Social post. For all the people on this app who thought that Trump was a masterstroke negotiator, where the fuck are you looking at right now? This dude is tweeting from Truth Social as he's quote unquote negotiating. It's fucking depressing.
There's only two options here. So either it's as dark as you're mentioning, and he has a thirst for war, hasn't done that before, and wants to flex those muscles, or this is his negotiation tactic. What's one of those?
But CEO, and this is a good faith question. How is a negotiator leaving G7, going back because he's like, oh, I have some shit to deal with so I guess I can't really meet with you. He's just embarrassed to be at G7, so that turns into G6. He's talking on an international stage saying, Trump or Putin should really be here, to G7 and Ukrainian, you had Vladimir Zelensky who's coming up there. He can't even bother to meet with this guy. It is only the U.S. that looks weak right now. It is fucking insane. Like, I'm not even trying to paint like a bleak picture. I'm just saying, like, this is crazy.
Yeah, either you're right, or he is doing everything to scare Iran to the negotiation table. It's one of those two things.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's fair. I think the regime change aspect is really interesting when you start to hear a no-war president, right, start to go like, I don't know, man. I can't imagine just going to G7 and then being like, oh, I got to go back home and start a war. And here's the thing, Israel, we watched what happened for 20 months. I just can't hear any more of El Normo's, like, God help us, Israel's doing good. Like, I can't hear any more of that bullshit when we've watched them systematically genocide a fucking place. And then you have Iran, which, I don't, anyway, I'll
I see you, Water. I'm trying to get in here too. Yeah, I'll be quick, man. It's 2 a.m. here. I've been spending the last 3 days engaging with lifelong peace activists. I've been running around with Cold Pink and learning about them. These people that have dedicated their lives, these women that are in their 70s and 80s-year-old, peace activists. And what I heard in this room was pretty much a general consensus of Americans that don't want war. They do not want to participate in this war. So if we have a consensus, and this is the will of the public, and we know that even MAGA is divided, they don't want war. Yet time and time again, these wars happen. Like, what can we do? What realistically can we do? If we live in the world's most powerful nation, we say it's a democracy, it's supposed to represent the will of the people, but it's very clear that the will of the people is not being represented. This is a good thing.
I have an answer.
Engages in this.
I have an answer. Hold on, 1 second. Just give me 30 seconds. So the Senate may actually get close to the 2/3 override on the veto. So that is what you can do about it. Get the Senate, get 67 senators to override Trump's veto around restricting him on Iran, because both houses of Congress right now are trying to pass legislation that would restrict him from doing anything with Iran, and he could veto that, but 67 votes in the Senate overrides it.
And when does this happen?
This is happening now. They're trying to get this bill done now.
Yeah, they have, 25 members of Congress sign on to bills against Trump's sedition to go to war with Iran. This is right now. House War Powers resolution. You've got Republicans signing on to this. Like, when you wake up in the morning and you see MAGA loyalists like Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Kristi Noem, not Kristi Noem. Everyone in MAGA is like factioning off right now, and it just comes down to: do you want war or do you not? Like, are you gonna pretend that this president didn't say that he didn't run on, hey, we're not gonna have war, or was that only until Israel gets itself into a pit?
Yeah, I mean, just to back you, I mean, sorry, I don't know who I thought about. I'm sorry, but when John Bolton was always Iran regime change in Iran, that was one of the reasons Trump kicked him out. It was like, no, he's a warmonger. Now Trump is going to do exactly what he wanted, what he fought John Bolton for. But again, Swifty is in my DMs. I'm just going to put it out there now. He's in my DM asking me why I talk so long. He probably wants to get me into a verbal argument. I'm not going to argue with him, and I'm not going to block him now. But if he keeps sending me messages, I'll have to block him. So if I'm on stage and he can't get it, I'm not going to unblock him. I'm just putting it out there right now.
So why you guys want to ignore the International Atomic Energy Commission report of June 9th, finding Iran in breach of the nuclear agreements, and that it's escalating the enrichment of uranium? Those are quotes to weapons grade. I don't know why you would ignore it. I think you're in denial. Hang on. I'll make a couple points and then you can go. I'll make a couple. Hang on. I'll make a couple points and then you go. Wait a second. Hang on. I'm in the middle of a sentence. Don't be so critical. We can talk about it. That's right. Okay. Hang on. So why you want to ignore the Atomic Energy Commission? Hang on. Okay, I want to talk about that. Let's talk about it. I'm going to answer your question. Go in order.
No.
Why you want to ignore the report? Okay, mute up.
No.
Why do you want to? I want to talk about it. If you shut up, I'll answer your question.
When are you going to delete that?
Shut up, I'll answer your question.
Delete the application.
If you shut up, I'll answer your question.
My uncle.
If you shut up, you answer, and I'll answer.
No.
Number one.
No. We don't need you speaking on this stage anymore.
Okay, that's fine. So why you watch Hollywood why you watch videos from Hamas, an organization that wants to wipe out the Jews, and then you use it as evidence? This is your problem. Stop interrupting. Thank you very much. Okay. Stop interrupting. Thank you very much. Okay. If you're going to repeat propaganda.
Okay. Stop, normal. Stop speaking. Okay. We've all seen the reports. We've all seen news from reputable news sources. Okay. Like, just stop the shit.
But he was the one that was talking. They didn't allow him to finish.
No, you know why, First Lady? Because he lies. This person is straight up saying that
on the stage. When it comes to Israel,
it's never in good faith with him. He is straight up saying that Israel wasn't starving Palestinians. What the fuck? And so everything he says, comes down to this ladder of non-truths. Because when you start to say, and then someone calls your bluff. And you go, I did say that I was gonna, you be a man and leave the fucking room.
And prevents honest bills. Well, why are you telling him to move? Leave the room. He can.
The man said he was gonna leave. Because he said
it's so dark.
Evidence of children starving. If there's evidence of children starving, I'll leave the room.
Oh. He said he'll leave the app. I think.
Yeah, he said he's gonna leave the app.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what he told Dark Ass.
That's what he's saying. That's why everybody's like, why are you
still
on the app?
Evidence.
Hey, my thing is like
That's y'all business. Y'all figure it out. Respect.
That's
like it's like y'all figure it out. We're not y'all. We're the U.S. Army, not the IDF. So the moral thing of the thing is, you fight towards wrong. Fight your own battles. I'm sorry. Our nephews and cousins and
No, I can't bring you up.
And everybody else.
I use all my passes on you, Norm. I'm sorry.
And everybody else, we're not about to sit.
But it won't let me.
We're not about to sit here and risk our lives for your bullshit. Now, if something else happened in the U.S. and shit like that, we'll kick their ass. But we're not kicking someone else's ass because you decide to go put your hand in somebody else's business.
The only ass that
I need to clarify this. My Nathan, I'm gonna pass it right to you. Norm, I can't bring you up. They only give me 2 chances. So once you've exhausted that, I can't bring you up. Oh, okay.
I didn't exhaust it. I was interrupted and sent down.
No, I said, no, listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that the app, once somebody gets sent down twice and they send a request to come up, it won't let
then
me.
Then another mod has to bring
There's no more access on the elevator. Your pod, when you scan your pod, it doesn't let you go to the next floor. No more access. Yeah.
Then another mod can bring me up.
Yep.
So number one, I told you what the report is of the International Atomic Energy Commission from June 9th. That Iran is escalating to nuclear grade, that they're in breach of the agreement, and they want the Security Council to deal with it. It's a 94-page report. This is a fact. It's not a lie. Now, we also talked about starvation, and I said, show me one child that has starved to death. Show me. Don't tell me something that Hamas says. Don't tell me something that Hamas says and then the UN repeats it. Show me the child. Israel calculated how much food there was there in the warehouses and is distributing it as we speak in coordination with the United States. Tons and tons and tons and tons of food. Israel also said that Hamas has been stealing the food, so we're going to distribute it another way because they steal the food and then sell it back to their people, and that's how they fund themselves. That's what Israel is doing.
Wait, so where are they getting
Finally,
from the food?
It's not a lie.
We have to stop. We have to move on from this subject because it's like.
Women, just let him finish then. Just let him finish.
He keeps lying. He's lying. For an hour.
If you want to look at a fact, I'll look at it with you. Finally, 100%. Hang on, final point before you interrupt.
It's your turn to have.
Final point before you interrupt. Final point, and then you can go. Final point before you interrupt.
You already landed.
100. Excuse me.
What?
100%.
By the food.
100. Wait, I'll take your question after I make my final point. 100%. Israel has defined for the world, the Jewish people created the word genocide. It was coined by Raphael Lemkin, a Polish Jewish lawyer. We know very well what genocide is because it was done to us. That's why we invented the... Stop interrupting. We know very well what genocide is. It is the intent and the action to destroy a people in whole or in part. Never have we expressed that intent, nor will we ever express such an intent, nor will we ever act to destroy in whole or in part a people. The definition of genocide, again, we invented the word, we know what it is.
You can't speak for the IDF. You're not in the government.
He's almost finished. 15 seconds.
And for you to look at a bunch of fake TikTok videos and YouTube videos, we saw it. This is bullshit. You're being brainwashed by Hamas, who want to destroy you and me. And I'll mute up there. You tell me one lie that I've just told, and I'll go over it with you.
So my question is, why won't Israel or the IDF allow independent journalists to go in and see for themselves? And everything you're saying, let me finish.
Well, I thought that was
everything that you're saying, please. If everything that you're saying is correct, why won't they allow independent, reputable broadcast news agencies to go in and see for themselves? That's the first thing.
They did.
Let me finish.
Stop. Normal.
Finish. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, why are people being shot at as they go to get the food?
Okay. So number one, not only did they let an independent journalist in, Douglas Murray, he wrote a book about it. It's called Democracies and Death Codes. It just came out. I urge you to read the book by the independent journalist Douglas Murray. Number two, they don't shoot at people trying to get food. What happens is there are mass riots over there because people are trying to grab the food, including Hamas gangs, and steal it, so they fire over their heads. In fact, Hamas has been shooting people trying to get the food because Hamas wants to steal the food and sell it back to their own people. These are all facts that have been established. I'm not just making this up.
Yeah, so to you, comment about the book that you're making, I would say that a daily occurrence. Therefore, we need regular and updated information as it is happening. Not because the book was written X months, weeks, or whatever ago. We need current information. Therefore, news agencies should be allowed to go in and see what is happening on the ground every day. That's the first thing. And then I dispute, or many people dispute, what you've just said about how those people are being shot at when they go to get their food.
Based on what evidence would you dispute it? I mean, I'm looking at all the reports. What's the evidence?
Norm, the only looking at your propaganda from the country is
it's such a bullshit take, Norm. Like when you come
What's
out
the
here,
bullshit take?
about
you don't want to look at it.
The way that you're saying that this, like the things that are happening aren't happening.
Give me an example.
Hold on, I'm not done. Shut the fuck up. You're talking about the fact that we are being brainwashed by Hamas, and we're talking about Western media and Eastern media both agreeing and confirming the things that you are actively trying to lie about.
Give me an example. Do you think I'm lying? I'm not lying, by the way. But give me an example.
Let's just go back to 57 Palestinians. Someone have put this in the chat for you, Norm. You probably want more, but let's just give this to you right now.
No, you probably want more Jews to die, but let's focus on the issue.
Oh, I'm anti-Semitic because I don't want.
Let's focus on the issue. Let's focus on the issue.
Yeah, please, because I don't want us to go to
what was the source?
What was the source? So Al Jazeera says at least 57 Palestinians starved to death under Israel's blockade to Gaza.
So what is their source? Tell us.
No. So how about, here's the thing. This is why no one respects you, Norm, because you breathe.
Many people respect you.
I'm trying to talk to you, and you're breathing over me, and you're trying to talk, but it doesn't make you fucking right.
It's an audio act. It doesn't make you right.
Okay, it doesn't make you the fucking right.
To be quiet.
Yo, if Norm gets kicked, I kicked him. I'm letting y'all know because my finger is getting close to the button. If you get kicked, Norm, I kicked you. You are out of fucking control for a long time already. You think this is the fucking Norm room. Go open up the fucking room. You hold the green bean and you let everybody else yell at you and you yell at them. And you control the fucking mics.
Yeah,
like, come on.
Go ahead, Authentic.
So I just want to make this make this clear, right? Even if what Norm is saying is somehow true, that Iran is this, Iran is that, it doesn't negate from the fact that Israel for 20 months has been systematically genociding a group of people. So it doesn't matter if Norm goes, the oppressed, or I understand the word, I understand, what is it, genocide, and I understand, and these words have meaning because this is what this is, but then, because my people, wants to talk about, Jewish center in Israel or anything like that, but failing to conflate that, and also failing to recognize that for 20 months, they did exactly what they were, you can't be oppressed and be the oppressor at the same time and try to be victim here. And I think that comes up as very, very disingenuous, especially when, people are sending you articles and sending him articles about people, Gaza being starved. And then for all of us to be sitting here talking about the state of affairs right now and to be told that we are, indoctrinated by Hamas is, excuse my French, it's fucking dumb.
Why is it dumb?
Because you have no evidence.
Because the visual, I'll tell you, the visual doesn't appear to be the truth based off of what people can see. No, people are also viewing this with their own eyes and witnessing it.
You're looking at YouTube videos. This is not.
No, I'm not looking at. I don't watch. Listen, sir. I don't go to YouTube. I don't do the TikTok.
What's your source?
Unless I'm the star in the show, I don't watch it.
What's your source then? Tell me. What's the source? I'm
watching Fox. I watch CNN. Okay. I watch C-SPAN.
Let's start it. Pick one of those and tell me what you saw. Let's talk.
I don't want to be involved in the conversation. I'm just telling you.
That was part of the conversation.
Norm, you said there's no law.
Everybody's talking.
Yeah, they already lost. You have to admit. And making people pay for it. Where are they getting the money from, Norm?
Beg your pardon?
Where are they getting the money from?
Who?
The people that are paying Hamas.
For the food.
The people of
Yes,
Gaza?
Hamas is selling the food back to its people.
Yes.
Arthur is asking, where are the people getting the money to pay to Hamas for food?
They're spending their own money.
What
that
money?
Have gotten, both from. This is such a weird question. Do you know that the UNRWA has poured millions of dollars into billions into Gaza? They've been receiving aid for 20 years. Yes, the money that they got for humanitarian aid in cash, and the money that they were. Listen, I'm answering your question. Let me answer your question.
No, you're not.
Let me talk. Let me talk, and I'll answer your question.
Norm, because where are they sending it to? Ain't nobody got mailboxes.
And how
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm using improper English right now. Right, but you're saying that they have money. That is insane. No one has money right now.
They're on the app. You can talk to people in Gaza on the app. I was there 2 weeks ago.
Ain't nobody got
have money.
How are they giving this cash? Stop.
Let me answer your question.
Stop. How are they giving this cash? You said that we have given them. You said we have given them millions of dollars of humanitarian aid in cash.
Yes, that's right.
How are they giving them their cash?
They give it by hand.
By hand. So there is an announcement. Hold on. So there is an announcement in Gaza. Right up on the street, and they're giving dollars,
right?
When
you're done, I'll answer.
In their hands.
I'm happy to answer when you're done. I'm happy to answer. Are you done?
No, I don't want your answer. You already answered. I did not ask. You already answered, Norm. I don't need your answer. You already answered. Your answer is they're giving out on the streets in cash. Your answer. I got it.
Okay, so 20,000.
No, I don't want
Well,
you already answered. I don't know. I am not done. You already answered it. Norm, stop it.
Yeah, I can hear you, Scott.
Nobody wants to fucking hear from you.
Y'all are paying with the EBT card. Come on.
I can hear you.
Allow me to finish.
Can we have
This is exhausting. I'm exhausted. Okay, so let's just take a little commercial break. I need everybody to do me a favor. On the count of 3, we're going to breathe in.
Have you taken the deepest breath of the day yet, Scott?
We're going to release. All right.
You know how many calories I burned today, buddy?
3. Breathe in.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. How many calories?
Let it out.
I'm about to go to the gym right now.
You want to do it again? Let's do it again. Okay. 1, 2.
What are those mini blinds? What are all those things behind you?
This is a little studio setup.
Oh, those are muters. I see. Cool.
Yeah, it's
Great. Now, where are we going with this conversation? What's going on? Is Trump telling them that we're going to get the fighting? What's happening right now? What's happening on the front line? I don't know. I have not turned on the news. So you guys are the news reporters.
There's a lot of people on here chirping like birds. They don't even know what's happening.
Do you have anything on the front line right now? What's breaking?
First lady, I'm sure half the room did not do that breathing exercise, but let me stay on mute.
Well, guess what? It felt good to me, and I feel a sense of calmness has come over this stage right now. So, regardless whether they practiced it, they kind of just took their nerves down just a little bit. Okay. Is there any news to report or no news?
I think
Yeah.
what might be happening that's not being reported is that the situation with Iran and Russia. Russia's been. I'm just looking at news. Russia.
You want to do
Iranian drones, Iranian-made drones.
You want to do a Torah study?
No, I want to do a John study.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead the John study.
Gospel of John, my congressman.
That's what I'm gonna do for you.
Congressman Johnny.
You think anybody else is gonna want to join the live?
I don't know.
No.
But I bought this mic just for the lives, but.
A factory to produce drones on Russian territory.
It's two of them.
I think they were in the middle of constructing a second
podcast, so the audio quality's not that
great. Yeah, Russia's already producing those drones and doing alternations. They're producing it on their own land. They have factories already.
That's right. I just got a report that Israel took out the Isfahan nuclear site. That's another nuclear development facility. Also, I hear that Iran is begging for a ceasefire and that the Supreme Leader...
Can we take a break, Norm, please?
The Supreme Leader is seeking asylum in Russia.
Whoa!
Yeah, and Bibi apparently isn't in Israel right now. What about
Who cares?
He has always been in Israel. He's in
Y'all work your own shit out. Y'all work your own problems out. Stop trying to drag us in it. Good for you.
Yeah.
All right, that's a cut.
Can I just read the chat and this?
No, can I just finish saying what I gotta say? Okay,
I'm sorry.
Work your own shit out. And stop trying to drag us into every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Work it out. If you got them, get them. Do what you need to do. I don't know why you're in here giving me no fucking update because I could care fucking less. You know what I'm saying? Because them kids over there are starving. You ain't giving no fucking updates about how many hamburgers being held out. So I don't want to hear it. Until them kids are taken care of over there and they don't look like skeletons walking, I could give a fuck. And if I've already told my Congress people, if you send another motherfucking dime, they'll check it with me first. If you can't feed children, no, I'm just sick and tired of it. Have no common empathy for these fucking people who are dying
in the hospital.
Kids looking like skeletons. Like skeletons. Just because, shut up. Just because his stomach is not all the way to his back, he don't know what it feels like to be hungry and be scared and scraping your food off the cement to try to make some shit. Fuck you too, water. That's what I feel about it. So if you want to say something,
I'm on your side. No, I'm on your side.
I thought that deal was for me because I was about to say, you want to say something to me, come for me. Just ridiculous. Every time you see these kids, we always talk about kids. I get so sick and tired of these fake ass niggas talking about kids. Kids are starving everywhere, and it's only for your enrichment, here and there. I get sick of it.
I did want to just say, this was on the 12th, this was tweeted, our great farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business have been stating that our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good long-time workers away from them, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace. This is not good. So looks like DHS reverse course and ICE raids at farms, hotels, restaurants.
He did the double reverse draw 2, draw 4,
and now he's
he's resuming. He dropped the double reverse. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's resuming.
I can't with the double reverse.
So first lady, there was sheriff and police officers in Texas that were basically explaining to their workers, and I didn't check in to see if they're legal or illegal, but they were in